So hey guys, welcome to IBSpectrum YouTube channel. Today I'll be taking you to the history paper one format. We'll be looking at like what is history paper one, as well as analyzing the similarities and differences for both HL and SS students, while breaking a structure as well as sharing a few tips to help you get a high grade in the exam. So without any further ado, let's dive straight into it. So what is history paper one? Paper one is a source analysis based paper where a candidate are given like various sources on the topic they have explored in their classroom along with the teacher and part of the curriculum. There are four different sources given which could range from government statements, diary entries from people who were involved in the event. It could be from a cartoon or picture taken or drawn during the time the event was happening, as well as analysis by a historian of the event after the event had taken place. The questions which are asked in the paper are focused mainly on the analysis of different sources pertaining to the topic for assessment. So moving on, let us see the differences and the similarity between SL and HL papers. In history, both SL and HL students have to attempt paper 1 and paper 2, but HL students have to attempt the additional paper 3. For both HL and SL students, paper 1 lasts usually for 1 hour, but it's worth noting that while this counts towards 30% of final grade for SS students, it counts up to 20% of the grade counts towards the final grade for HL students. The bigger structure as well as tips given further could be used by both HL and SS students to gain higher marks in the papers. So let us begin a paper together. The paper is divided into four questions that work 24 marks in total. Let's explore the format together. The first question there are two subparts, which is work 3 and 2 marks respectively. Let's break this down together. The two markers. The two markers usually ask the kind of interpret the meaning behind the source given. It's usually in relation to a source with either picture or a cartoon. For example, I could get a cartoon of a samurai and dragon fighting, and they'll be asked me to like symbolize like what characters these countries represent and their relationships and their relationship in the picture and so on. The tree marker usually asks a kind of explain the importance about a certain issue which is mentioned by a source. For example, I could get a question: what according to source blank? What are China facing Japanese blank policy, and so on. The question mainly is usually one of the highest scoring aspects of any history paper one. Four marker. The four markers in this paper are usually used to ask the kind to assess the values limitation of the source. For example, I could get a question with reference to its origin, purpose, and content. Analyze the values and limitations of a blank source but for historian studying dash foreign policy in a part of the world. Usually, the main part is just logically thinking. You have to analyze like if you have to put yourself in the historian's shoes and like analyze like oh like what benefits the document would have towards me if I was like studying that area and so on. The six markers, which are the most unique part of the history paper one, is a compare and contrast, which is ask a candidate to compare and contrast two different selection of sources. For example, you'll be given two different sources it's talk about the same thing but from different perspectives. One source will be talking about for the topic, while the other source will be on nutrition. Will be more critical of the topic given. For example, I could get a question like I could get a source which tells me to to compare between a foreign national policy versus against national policy, like the demerits and the merits of policy and so on. The nine markers are usually asked the candidate to describe the central event of the exam in the form of mini essay. This essay is usually written with the help of the sources given for information as well as drawing upon the candidate's own knowledge to like help them to write the question and so on. It's usually one of the highest scoring part, but as well as the most trickiest part to score due to like how complex the essay can be. But the tips given further, you can easily get a high score in these papers. Moving to different tips and tricks while writing a history paper one paper. The different tips and tricks as I follow are as follows. We paraphrase information given in the sources, and when we analyze any image present, we always notice I always notice the characters, I always shape and talk about relevance of the paper as an LNL. You do not address a source in different paragraphs. You do not address like you do not address a source A in one paragraph, source B in different paragraph. You address the similarities and the differences in different paragraphs. For example, to talk about similarities between two sources, you would address it in one paragraph, while you would address the differences between a source and another paragraph. And when you attempt to compare and contrast, mark the important differences and similarities in the sources, so you don't have to think while writing when wasting valuable time while doing that. When you're writing a mini essay, illustrate your thesis with the help of an example. For example, if you would agree with a particular topic given, given you give an example, or if you disagree, you give another example which from the source, either from your own knowledge. So you do it like what the next step for you to is like tackle this paper like in a methodical way. You can write us a sample paper and send to us. We will grade and let you know where you can improve. You do not forget to like, comment, and share this video, and also as well as follow us on different platforms. Thanks for watching this video.